Hi homesteaders, this is Andrea, the happy wife. Let's make creamy, cheesy chicken corn chowder. A lot of C's and it makes it very hard to say. I'm not particularly fond of like chicken and noodles. I like a more thicker soup. So what I like is this chowder because it's got a thickening agent, flour in it, and it's a thicker soup. So here's the ingredients. The ingredients in this are 1 pound of chicken meat, 1.5 cups of cheese, a half cup of peppers, 2.5 cups of corn, about 3 slices of bacon, some bay leaves, some salt, some pepper, and then this combination of carrots, celery, and onions is called mirepoix, which is a French word, and my husband diced these up even with one hand, and Anne Burrell would be very proud of him. There is flour for the thickening. There is butter. Always, always use butter. Butter is so much better for you than margarine is ever going to be. Margarine is close to plastic. And then this is garlic, which we did ourselves. I'm putting a half stick of butter in there. Pour in the onions, the celery, the carrots. Then I'm going to add some peppers, just because we like peppers. And then I'm going to sweat this down for about 3 minutes. Sweating means that I am reducing the liquids out of the products naturally. So they already have a certain amount of water in them, and I'm trying to get them to release that. So I'm putting in a heaping teaspoon of garlic, and that's because I like garlic, and garlic is very healthy for you. So this has been cooking for about 3 minutes now. Whew, smell that garlic. So I'm putting a 1/3 cup of flour. I'm going to spread it around. I'm going to kind of stir halfway through to get it to mix up, and then I'll do the rest of it in. You want to make sure that it's in the pan before you put liquid. If you put it in with the liquid, it makes little balls and doesn't mix in. It actually needs the fat that you have in the butter to mix up correctly. And make your roux, which is butter and flour is the good start to any gravy, by the way. You can see it kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan. I'm going to add in my first 2 cups of the broth and stir it up and allow the flour that's already in there that started cooking and breaking down with the butter to mix with this first 2 cups of the chicken broth. Now as this heats up, the broth heats up, it will start to thicken. And so it makes a great soup that way. A nice thick soup. Second 2 cups. And my last 2 cups are now added. So I'm going to add the corn. That's frozen corn that we froze ourselves. I'm going to add the chicken that we butchered ourselves. Woo! And then the recipe we're using actually says to put this bacon on top as a garnish, but we would rather have it all inside of there, so that's what we're gonna do with it. I'll mix this all up. So I've mixed in these ingredients. So the next 2 things that go in are 1.5 cups of half and half.
Say that again.
A cup and a half of half and half, which is not 2/4, but it's 3. Okay, the math.
That's some higher order math right there.
I don't know, but this is half and half, and there's what my line is. Now, pour that in. We did not say that earlier because my husband didn't lay it out for me. I'm blaming it all on him. Oh. And then I'm going to stir in the cheese and let that melt up in there. A cup and a half. This is going to sit on low and do some what's called marrying. Marrying is a cooking term that is used in lasagna. It's used in some soups. It is when things merge together. So when you bring lasagna out of the oven, you let it sit for a while, because if you cut it right away, it just goes all over the place. Same with pie. If you let it sit for a few minutes, then it doesn't spill out everywhere when you pull it out of the pan.
I like pie.
Pie is always good. So, but this is the same thing. Everything has got to merge together. So at the end of all this, when you mix it all together and it gets to a point where you can start adding your seasonings, you add 2 bay leaves. Now, when you cook with bay leaves, you're always supposed to take these back out again once you get done with cooking. They do not stay in there. And then you do salt and pepper to taste. This is just regular box salt and regular black pepper. So we turned it off, took a little break, and so we're coming back in and we're going to try it. You're going to see how nice it looks, bright with the carrots and the corn in there, and there's peppers that are very bright. You could make this thinner with less flour, but you could make it thicker with a little bit of cornstarch or putting more flour in the beginning. Those are the 2 ways. So I'm going to try this. I've got a little chunk of bacon in that one. Very tasty. The corn pops in your mouth still, so it's not overcooked. The corn does make it a little sweet. The butter adds that richness to it on top. The chicken is very tasty. All the vegetables add to the flavor of the soup as opposed to being a star of the soup. The chicken and the corn are definitely the stars. If you like this video, please respond in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Hope you make it, and tell us how you like it. See you later in the homestead. Bye!
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's make a cheesy chicken corn chowder today. I like...
Creamy, cheesy.
Oh, sorry.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry. I like...
No.
Let's make a...
Hold on, start again. 3, and go.
Let's make cheesy, creamy... Sorry.
Let's make creamy.
Let's make creamy, cheesy chicken corn chowder.